Some modern snake oil salesmen have alleged that the Philosopher's Stone is a form of gold that exists in a higher dimension, which they call monatomic gold. It has different atomic properties, they say, and they sell bottles of it to the gullible as a dietary supplement. They claim that it will cure all manner of ills and make people forever young, just as the original Philosopher's Stone was said to do. Many of these charlatans have been unmasked, their magic elixir shown to be nothing but common table salt. Several people have died from liver failure after consuming large quantities of it over a long period of time. The Gold Secret. Gold jewelry should never, ever be worn by males. When the body sweats, microfine nano-gold particles enter the bloodstream, unable to escape, and builds up, causing metal poisoning, hence damage to the organs. Only silver jewelry can be worn by males. Egyptians knew this a long time ago. Watch the Royal Silver Secret, 6,000-year-old health secrets. Women can wear both gold and silver, but only women. This is because women do something men can't. Can you guess? They menstruate. They menstruate the nanomicroscopic particles out. Growth hormone additives in plants to stimulate faster growth and more yields from Bayer and Monsanto are starting to make everyone go bald at a young age. This was a side effect which served the elite well, with a number of things in mind. One is to pump up the billion-dollar hair loss market with pharmaceuticals that are costly with side effects of impotence. Other products like shampoos and so-called remedies that are designed to fail. The cure for baldness was already discovered in 2010 and was bought and shelved by one of these big companies. This has a psychological effect to keep people in a negative, distressed mood about going bald. The most important thing the elite wanted to achieve was to cut all the men's hair short, or better still, young men going bald was an added bonus. This was the de-maning of the lion. The mane is the lion's pride and joy. It's the sign of strength of being a male. When they cut your hair short, they're de-maning the lion, taking the man out of you. This is why they cut Samson's hair off in the story Samson and Delilah. This is why they cut your hair off in the army and in the prison. Now in modern times, all the males are cutting their hair short or completely bald. Sheer madness is gripping the world on every imaginable level. Not only is it destructive from a psychological point of view, but also hair is an extension of the nervous system. It can be correctly seen as exteriorized nerves, a type of highly evolved feelers or antennae that transmit vast amounts of important information to the brainstem, the limbic system, and the neocortex. Not only does hair in people, including facial hair in men, provide an information highway reaching the brain, hair also emits energy, the electromagnetic energy emitted by the brain, into the outer environment. This is scientifically well documented. Indians used to grow their hair long. People in the past grew their hair long. Let your kids' hair grow long. It's healthy. The human hologram has 5 senses, but in fact, it has dozens of senses. There are senses not even on the list which vibrate outside our visual range of sight. The male hologram vibrates at a slightly different harmonic vibration to a female. There are different vibrational frequencies within the hologram that vibrate to specific harmonies. These harmonies are set by the mood of the person, to the type of person you are, what your likes are, what you hate, what you love, your positivity, negativity, sexuality, so on and so on, are specifically coded in the information structure of the frequencies. These frequencies will then match other people's frequencies and attract that person to you. This is where the term like attracts like comes from. Everyone in your life you have attracted this way. And this is why the group of friends or relationships you're with right now, you'll always find that you have something in common. Opposites attract is a myth, maybe only on the surface, but the vibrations never lie. I'll go more into this in a coming documentary called Life. It's all about the frequencies. But right now, I want to get into the grossest thing you could ever do to your body, which relates to what I've been saying. Tattooing, piercing, and cosmetic surgery. Let's start with tattooing, the decimation of one's flesh and temple. The elite cabal, through the Illuminati mafia families that control the whole entertainment industry, wanted to inspire the people of Planet Zombie that tattoos are the coolest things around. And through the pop gods and movie gods, they slowly promoted the idea, and now it's become an unstoppable epidemic worldwide. Tattoos were mainly seen in prisons around the world, although this made the prisoner, when released, stand out to authorities in the outside world. Inside prison, this was a sign of strength. Now, everyone out of prison is walking around with tattoos. The Illuminati elite are laughing their heads off. The Illuminati used to tattoo their mind control victims with tattoos like butterflies and various identification tattoos, depending on what sort of slave they were. Get it? Here is Justin Bieber tattooed. Yes, buddy, we know exactly what they mean, and who exactly owns you. Now, the government can have a ready-made database on what distinctive markings you have. This also puts you in a category of undesirables. Let's get back to vibrations and frequencies. When you tattoo your body and inject that ink under your skin, you cause your delicate frequencies in your body hologram to vibrate out of sync and disrupt the senses. This is why you never see the royal families get tattoos or high-class elite get tattoos. Tattoos look hideous. They make the person look like a walking cartoon character. They write their names and slogans. When you stand next to them, you'll feel an uncomfortable vibration, and so will they at your awakened state. It's all in the frequencies. Piercing, silicone boob jobs, plastic surgeries all do the same thing. Once again, the elite and royal family never do this. Look at them. They understand, not just about the vibrations, but the sickness of elitism. Monkey see, monkey do. Be aware, they are the last of your kind. There's now a soft kill depopulation operation happening worldwide through foods, drink, and by other diabolical means. They're going to separate the zombies from the awakened people. I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound harsh, but it's true. The human race is the only species on Earth that poison themselves and their families knowingly. And unknowingly, no animal does this. This is because we've lost our connection to the mainframe or oneness or God. Call it whatever makes you feel comfortable. They poison everyone by putting brain scramblers in the food, toxins in the air, the soil, everywhere. The senses are malfunctioning. The human race has been subjected to foul play. When you awaken, it will be obvious we are living in a prison without bars. So why are we accepting this? Before answering this, we have to ask ourselves, where have all the male lions gone? Oh, that's right, they have been demaned. Maybe too much steroids in the gym that their balls have shrunk. Let's take a look at how the cabal, through the Zionism and the neocon networks, did this. Fluoride in the water, toothpaste, canned tuna, spraying in farming, causes the pineal gland, which is the all-seeing eye, to crystallize, making it work not so well. Fluoride also makes one more agreeable and soft in nature. Estrogen in the water supply, you all know what that does to males. Now, let's take a look at another Illuminati bloodline family never spoken about. Mr. Plastic himself, the DuPonts. The DuPonts hold all patents to every plastic on Earth, and when they had a choice of what kind of formula to make certain household food plastic, they chose the most harmful and damaging to the health. Not only toxic, but the plastic under heat releases a chemical which feminizes males. It also accelerated puberty in young girls. Men tested extremely low sperm counts as well. What a nice family. Third world countries store and serve their food in plastic. Look what's happening there. Holy cow. And yes, they even bought deadly Teflon chemical in your cookware, your clothing, furniture, carpets, popcorn bags, and even in your food. It's perfluorooctanoic acid, PFOA, and it remains indefinitely in the environment and even gets stuck in your body. PFOA is a toxicant and known carcinogen that has been detected in the blood of more than 98% of the US population. Exposure to this chemical has been associated with increased cholesterol, uric acid levels, preeclampsia, heart disease, liver damage, thyroid trouble, neurological disorders, chronic kidney disease, and kidney cancer. DuPont is the nation's only manufacturer of PFOA, so why is it so difficult to stop this madness? Because Americans still buy their products. As Homer Simpson says, "Do!" Demaining the lion and degrading women through education. The real purpose of the US educational system is to keep the population dumbed down, deluded, and docile. This makes it easier for the masses to accept mandates set forth by the establishment, such as political correctness, affirmative action, feminism, homosexuality, and other themes intended to weaken gender identity, individuality, the family unit, and the entire society. A dumbed-down population can also be fooled into thinking they have a real democracy, individual freedoms, and liberties. If they believe these illusions to be reality, they will never attempt to tear down their fascist government. The spread of trash TV, hip-hop and rap music has glamorized immorality, filthy and disrespectful behaviors, pornography, low self-esteem, and violence. As a result of this propaganda tsunami, teenage girls think it's cool to be known as whores and sluts. They take nude pictures and post them online. They film themselves having sex and upload the videos onto the internet. Pornography. Dr. Michael Jones, a noted Catholic author who edits Culture Wars magazine, argues that sexuality has been weaponized by Zionists and used to destroy the Christian West. The same forces, he adds, are also targeting the Muslim East. When the Israelis invade Palestine and broadcast pornography on Palestinian TV, when well-funded clandestine groups distribute pornographic DVDs in Muslim countries, and when the Rockefeller-Rothschild cabal funds such sexual liberationists as the pedophile rapist Dr. Alfred Kinsey, a culture war is being waged against a moral grounding that holds families and societies together, according to Dr. Jones. American females are having a more difficult time finding husbands because they have been told they should focus on preparing for and establishing a career before forming a family. As a result, many females who spent their early years focusing on their career are finding it difficult to find a suitable partner for marriage. Married couples no longer remain married in America. The previous legal hurdles required to obtain a divorce have been removed, and divorce has been made socially acceptable. As a result, the nation's divorce rate is very troubling and embarrassing. Again, this has been the work of the cabal through its support of feminism and the re-engineering of gender roles. And they've used their control over the nation's educational system and media to anchor destructive ideas into the minds of females, young and old. These behaviors are being reinforced by the Khazarian-run media entertainment complex on a daily basis. Sadly, American parents are not demanding an end to this media filth and corruption of their children. Instead, they too are soaking up the same filth. As a result, America has relinquished its moral, ethnic, and cultural foundations at the hands of the Khazarian mafia. The level of violence and inhumanity in America continues to reach new heights. Newborn babies are left in garbage dumps. Parents are murdering their infants. Teens are killing teens, as well as their parents. Metal detectors are found in most inner-city public schools, serving as a daily reminder of America's degeneracy. Look at our future. Shrunken balls, feminized, new-aged, brains scrambled, and toasted. To top off the moral decay in society, we have alcohol, prescription drugs, and recreational drugs. And there we have it, folks. Will the real men and women please stand up?
I love kitties, you love kitties. You love kitties, I love kitties.
It is no longer a conspiracy theory that the drug industry owns the FDA. DuPont made sure cannabis was made illegal to enrich his pharmaceutical and plastics business. The world leaders met in secrecy to discuss population reduction and came up with soft killing the population through chemicals, pesticides, pharmaceutics, starvation, poverty, and other devious methods. Most people by now are aware that something unusual is going on here on Earth. We are in extremely accelerated time. Many events are happening that have never been seen before. Knowledge is coming in like an avalanche. The information was coming so fast in the mid-80s that the government couldn't put it into their computers fast enough. I heard that approximately in 1988 they were 8 or 9 years behind in simply entering the incoming data. The NSA, Facebook, and spying concerns are simply smokescreens to keep the public busy. They do not have enough manpower to read every email or listen to every phone call unless you're someone of importance and they wish to track you, which costs them time and money. Are you that important? Even voice recognition software that scours for keywords would take over 1 million staff a year to go through each phrase with just the word bomb in it. People use that word in conversation frequently to describe events, or the word murder used out of context millions of times in just 1 year alone. Snowden and NSA are just staged events. Snowden mentions nothing but old news people already knew, just like other red herrings, smokescreens like global warming, carbon science, and the ozone problem. Soft kill was also introduced because it's undetectable to the sheeple population, but the reality is that because of technological advances, every year a smaller and smaller percentage of the world's population is actually needed in order to produce the goods consumed by the rest. Karl Marx addressed this when he talked about the problem of surplus labor. With each passing generation, more and more humans become obsolete. Since fewer workers are needed relative to the population, more workers go jobless. Those who remain are under constant pressure to accept smaller wages and to be more productive. Marx believed that this would create a dissatisfaction among the working class and thus lead to the revolution of the proletariat that he thought was inevitable. In China, there is this problem occurring now with its slave labor. They're slowly being replaced with robots in factories. Check out Robot Alchemy by Tex Mars. It's interesting to note why Tex Mars would name his book robot alchemy, as you'll see later, the connection of the human race, slaves, and alchemy. Blood families. The Russell family is one of the major bloodline families, and Charles Taze Russell is the founder of the Watchtower Society, Jehovah's Witnesses. The Russell Trust founded the Skull and Bones Society at Yale University, a mausoleum death cult known as the Order of Death. The Russell family made much of their wealth running drugs during the Opium Wars of the 19th century. They flew the Skull and Bones flag on their drug ships. Check out my video, The Real Drug Dealers, banned in most countries. Britain's Foreign Intelligence Agency is planning to send more spies to Afghanistan to manage the $100 billion drug industry. The British intelligence services were running world drug trafficking in the 1840s at the time of the Opium Wars. New religions. This religious sect was founded and started by funding from the Rothschild fortune. Their name, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, suggests a new religion. This religion was to place a distraction and manipulation in place. The Mormons are expanding extremely fast and building a new church temple every day.